Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and here's today's comic, Die, 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 issue number 5. Alright, okay, next one to shoot me gets extra killed. Holy smoke, Skybound really delivers the good. Brocka-ba-boom. This is such a fun book. There's just nothing really out like it. It's kind of a throwback to the old 90s hyperviolence, or maybe the late 80s, but it's almost kind of a parody of itself. The book, it's almost like it doesn't take itself seriously. Here's the trademark open beginning. Bethany and Theodore met in training. Relationships among agents were forbidden, and they barely even tried to hide it. Somehow, working together made them better. Their love for each other made them push a little harder, do a little more. They thrived. Eventually, they were paired together officially and have been successful as a team ever since. Because the top brass knows, good or evil, anyone who tries to separate them will... All right, there's my... You like that intro? That's pretty good, huh? No, it's total budget ghetto, but every time I read this book, when I get that, I love that. It just, it just makes me think of that. So, here we open, we're up in Congress, blah, 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 blah. They do a good job of having a guy speak boring. We got Senator Lipschitz here, getting a picture from little... I don't know who these guys, little boys that work in Congress that deliver memos. And it's pretty lewd. Not for children. This book is not for children. So here we got a really cool 2-page spread. Let that soak in here. Get that in focus. If you remember where we left off in the last issue, this kill team was coming after John. One of the 3, possibly 4 brothers who are all, if you forget their names, I remember they're just named after the Beatles. So here we get this kind of interesting little moment. Gosh, dogs, you have to pick... Sorry about that. Between dogs making noises and me coughing, I wonder I can do a video. So we get this little charming sequence here where he's like super polite. He's got his dead bodies, and we got this guy. He's hanging up. He's questioning. He said, "When you free yourselves, you guys can get some venison up at the house. It's gonna go bad anyway. So if you're hungry, you're welcome to it." "Oh, thank you, sir." Because previously he's like, "He's not dead, is he?" "No, sir, he just shit himself and passed out. He was scared, sir." "Oh, okay, good." They just have like this weird, polite conversation, and it's just so out of sorts. It's entertaining. I really wish Richard Meyer, Diversity in Comics, our boy Zach, got too many names, would read this book. I'm really curious of what he thinks about it. It's probably too over the top for him, too unrealistic, but I think it's just... There's something weird and funny in this dark humor that's not really... It's kind of playing straight, but you can kind of tell... God, this is a really crazy balance that they do here. Anyways, you kind of get a point of what I'm saying. You should read this. The dialogue is pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil all that for you. Here he is. He's like, "Yeah, give me some good. Got to work out." He's taking off, and they're like having a good conversation. He walks out of the force. The chopper pilot's there, gun drawn. He's like, "Oh, fuck. You didn't really think I'd be one of your own would be walking out of the woods, did you? I'd have left if I didn't. You gonna kill me? Not if you're gonna give me a ride. Well, hop in." And then later we go to school. And this was really funny. If you've been following my videos or if you read the book, you'll know this guy. He's got his little girl, and he's one of the assassins, the government assassins, and his wife's dad died, and he really doesn't care about his little girl, but they got this weird sick relationship because he's an assassin, he kills people for a living, and she wants to learn how to use guns, and it's just bizarro, right? Don't forget your lunch, kiddo. Thanks, Daddy. And then we get Nate. Hey, I ran into you, and I wanted to thank you about Nancy's behavior. Oh, okay. I just wanted you to be aware that some boys were teasing Nancy, and well, she hit them. Oh, concern troll. Oh, were you going to point them out to me or something? No, absolutely not. Your daughter hurt these boys. I feel it would be best if you talk to her. Oh? To congratulate her? The boys were teasing her, right? Yes, but Nate, violence is never the answer. Just laughs in her face. You've made my morning. Oh my God. This whole sequence made me laugh. Not just because it's kind of funny in its own right, but this felt like a metaphor of what I feel like on Twitter. We got like the concerned trolls, and then you've got your CG, like someone like Yellow Flash, right here, just laughing in their face and just being and it's just a visualization of my experience on Twitter. And I don't think Yellow Flash ever watches my videos, but he should, because I don't know why he should, but I think he would get a kick out of this, and I think he would find that funny. Morning, Nate. So I'm not going to read the rest of the comic, but you get an idea of kind of that sense of humor, what you're finding in the book. I just wanted to show you that sequence in particular. Really stood out. So in the plot here, we got John makes his way back. He's pointing a gun to Senator Lipschitz. He's, obviously broke free. We get this guy's also named Lipschitz, but it's just a coincidence because that's how this book works. And he's trying to talk him down, like, look, dude, if we were going to kill you, we would have killed you. Those guys weren't us, yada, yada, yada. And then the book transitions to a whole different narrative. Like, this is the ongoing narrative of the comic. And now we've got 2 new agents, which we saw in the very beginning. And that's how the book kind of introduces things. And it's like, get down. So they're coming, big explosion. Now we're going to see them going through and killing all these people and doing their thing of what they can do. It's super violent. Just to give you a peek here. This is another good scene. It's not what you think. So, here's a bad thing about the book. I'm pretty sure this is Paul, but I can't 100% be sure because the art isn't, like, that makes me think it's Paul. This looks like some white guy, not an Asian. So I'm just assuming that's Paul because we have no reason to think it's anyone else. He's there, and he's like, he's got the story, no matter what it looks like, you were sent here to save the president, and instead you turned on him and murdered him. And they're like, what? No, that's not the case. So they end up fighting, and it's these 2 versus him. So, yeah, it's got to be him. It wouldn't make sense for anyone else. And these 2 can't even take him down. Everyone's fleeing. They're like, what the hell? So they're going, and oh, shit. Jet's coming in. Boom! And the sequence ends like it began. And he's radioing in his little thing. Bonnie and Clyde are on the run. Done deal. So as we know, he's been working with this guy the whole time. Stirring up trouble. We don't necessarily know what his motive is. But we do get an interesting thing that I thought was weird in today's day of SJW comics. Mr. President. Look at Mr. President here. Now, they never say his name. They just call him Mr. President. But it's tall, skinny, black guy. It's not Obama, but it is Obama. I'm considering him Obama until they tell me otherwise. It's too... Anyways, so they have a sequence with him, and now they're like, oh shit, the whole thing got messed up. Now we're going to war. He's all pissed off. And he started talking about to this guy, you need more oversight with your team, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, couldn't agree more. Which is why you're going to get a bullet in the head as he's driving off. So, okay, cool. We're going to kill Obama in a comic book. That'd be interesting. See if that actually happens. I like what they do here. The next issue, it's like, here's the next issue, redacted, so you can't actually see. This whole book is just nuts, and I was late reviewing it, so it's actually in just a couple weeks. That is Die number 5. Everything that I've been saying about this book so far, it's right on the money. This book is just keeps going. It's not spectacular. It's not like the greatest thing since sliced bread. This isn't Watchmen. This isn't Dark Knight Returns. But it's fun. And I really like this book. And you kind of just got to read it to know. I've been spoiling the plot of the story, kind of going through. But honestly, like, you see those sequences, they're just gold. And they're throughout the book. And the way the writer and the artist perfectly, like, they balance that hyper-violence and grittiness with tongue-in-cheek dark comedy. And you can never really tell 100% which one they're going for. And I think that's awesome. Like, they could have really slipped the other one way or the other. Just gone like ultra gritty, violent. It would have been too much and it would have been just distasteful after a while. Or they could have made it too silly and it would have been like, oh, come on, this type of thing. It's not... It's the way that's one of the things I think I like most about it. I also like that I still don't know where this book is going. I don't know which character's the main character. Dunno. I mean, it's got to be John and Paul, it seems like, And remember, there was the other brother. Forgot his name. Gosh, I can't remember the Beatles. Because it wasn't Ringo. There's not a Ringo, but John, Paul, Ringo. God, I'm drawing a blank. It's weird. Usually I know him on top all the way. But anyways, so he killed his own brother, replaced, his nose was chopped off in the first book, chopped up his own nose to infiltrate and pretend to be him. This guy was the third brother that just was like wanted out, and he's been living in the woods as a hermit, and now he's brought back in, John Wick style. I just wanted out, but they killed his dog. This is really cool. This is a book. If you can stand what you've seen with what I've shown you, this is a fun book. If you look at it and go, no, it's just not my taste, don't buy it. There's hundreds of other books out there. But I am enjoying this one. Every week it comes out, and I do not regret. I usually read this one first. This one somehow got slipped in the bottom of the stack, and I've been trying to catch up with other books. And for some reason, I didn't read it right away, which was weird. So I will be reading the next one right away. And yeah, thanks for watching. Under 15 minutes. Ha ha.